Season 1 of Demon Slayer DLC has begun, and the first character is Kaigaku. A new Thunder Breather has hit the Infinity Castle towers, and this one is a mid-range specialist with moves that have a big wide reach along with poison damage. He also has a ton of armor. Kaigaku can play neutral very safely and be extremely hard to punish. But before we take a look at the character, we just got a new stage. The Infinity Castle is out and it is not a part of the DLC at all. It's free for everyone to play whether you buy the DLC or not, and it's one of the best stages CyberConnect 2 has ever done. The castle moves and shifts in the background. You can see Slayers fighting in the distance. This stage is mind-blowing. Just like the upcoming Demon Slayer tournament on Ultimate Burst will be. November 15 and 16, we got over 50 players signed up already, competing for a $500 prize pool that will only increase with chat donations during the event. And it's not just Demon Slayer. We're doing the same for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero and Bleach Rebirth of Souls, all going down on November 15 and 16. Signups are in the link down below, and if you can't sign up because of your region or your console, I hope you'll join me on stream as we watch these epic battles play out. But let's take a look at Kaigaku, starting with some stats. Kaigaku has a level 2 dash speed that is a medium speed and a 1.15 times damage multiplier. These are very good stats for a demon. The only other demon with stats this good is Susamaru, and this gives him a very strong starting point. For his basic attacks, we've got his neutral combo right here. Then we have his up combo, and this is his down combo. Notice that the third hit actually puts him in the air. This is incredible for combo routes as well as block pressure. Once you boost, his combo finisher becomes this. And while we're boosted, we might as well take a look at the surge animation. His jumping attacks are insanely good. They hit very low, so it's very easy to transition into air combos, and his dive actually starts a yellow combo, so it's an incredible button too. His heavy looks kinda standard, but it launches the opponent into the air if it connects, putting them at the perfect height if you want to link this into a grab. Speaking of his grab, it's got very short range, and because of this, people are saying that the grab is bad. I respectfully disagree. It's short, which makes it hard to use in neutral, sure, but it's also really fast, and that makes it possible to go for some tricky resets. Honestly, this grab reminds me a lot of Inosuke's, and no one thinks Inosuke's grab is bad. But that's gonna do it for his normal attacks. Let's take a look at his skills. First of all, skill, tilt skill, and guard skill all apply poison on hit. Well, technically it's not poison, it's lightning damage, but it works just like poison. The opponent just has a different visual effect on them. Also, all of his skills are unsafe on block, but that guard skill is armored. So if you try to punish him, he might press that button and catch you. So it's a constant mind game. If you just keep blocking, Kaigaku spent meter for nothing. If you try to punish, you might get caught, so keep an eye on the opponent's meter. The skill button gives you second form Rice Spirit, which is a flurry of attacks with a wide range. Most of the damage comes from that final hit, so be careful to not cancel this move too soon. It's mainly a combo tool, especially if done in the air. It makes it very easy to extend stuff. Remember that it is unsafe on block, but you can always just use his guard skill after. Tilt skill is fifth form Heat Lightning. From close range, if the sword connects, this actually starts a blue combo, but this is also a short range projectile, as thunder will rain from the sky in front of Kaigaku and linger for a little bit. And if you press the button again, you can actually summon lightning twice. This move gives you a free combo if you only hit it once. If you hit it twice though, you can only extend this by spending more meter. But it's also a good combo finisher. If the opponent is high enough in the air, or if they are straight up on the ground, you can use this to combo into a grab. If they are in the air but kinda low, this will not work though. Once again, it is unsafe on block, but guard skill can be your friend here too. Let's finally talk about guard skill. Third form Thunder Swarm. This is the Kaigaku button. It's an armored move that attacks the target. Technically, it is unsafe on block, but the spacing makes it really hard to punish. And that means that as long as the opponent is blocking it, this is pretty safe to use. You can actually cancel this move on startup before the attack even comes out, but even if you whiff it completely, it still has an armored demon skill that he can throw afterwards, which only gives the opponent a very small window to punish you. In short, skill button for combos and pressure, tilt skill for some light zoning and finishing combos with a grab, guard skill to make everything safe and be very oppressive in neutral. But that's not all. Let's take a look at his demon skills. First up, we have 6th form Rumble and Flash. Similar to his tilt skill, this will start a blue combo if done from up close. It also deals way more damage than if you do it from afar, but the lightning in front of the blade can also catch the enemy, making it a great tool for pressuring from a safe distance. When you are meter dumping, this is probably your best combo finisher, especially if you're gonna spend your ultimate. But in neutral, you're better off saving your meter for the tilt demon skill, 4th form Distant Thunder. This is an armored dash attack that crumples the opponent, and it is safe on block. This is the button you press if you whiff a guard skill, by the way. And unlike the guard skill, this one can't even be parried from most ranges. Yeah, if you do it from this specific range, it can technically be parried, but from any other range, you are too far by the time the parry comes through. This is a godlike button, probably the best in his kit. So yeah, basically he has two big armored buttons that are pretty safe on block, and he can cancel moves into these armored buttons constantly. This makes him nearly impossible to punish, even though both his skill and tilt skill are unsafe. It's like he keeps baiting you into pressing something. That said, he struggles against patient players, because his game plan seems to be all about baiting opponents. What happens if the opponent doesn't take the bait? What if they just sit there and block? That makes this playstyle quite expensive for very little reward. And that's why I think having a fast grab is a really good thing for Kaigaku. It can make opponents scared of blocking for too long if you keep mixing it up with your armored moves. Because all of his skills and demon skills apply poison, his damage may appear low at first. At least in training mode, you won't see those huge numbers. But if you look at the health bar, you'll see his damage is actually very good. I'll show you some combos in a second and you'll know exactly what I mean. But first, let's take a look at his ultimate. This ultimate has an incredible activation, really good range, and really great angle on that slash. In fact, this makes it so all of his skills actually combo into this ultimate. This makes it really easy to put the ultimate into combos, and you can also throw it after only 2 normal attacks. It's incredible so far, but there is a big downside. This is a poison ultimate, meaning the ultimate itself deals less damage to make up for the poison it applies. In this game, you usually don't want to throw an ultimate unless you're finishing the opponent off, and that means the lower damage here is bad for finishing people off. With the poison, the damage is about the same as other ultimates, but unless you're finishing the fight, you're better off saving meter for a boost or a surge, especially if you're a demon who can heal. Now, his combo theory ended up being a lot simpler than I thought. For 3 bars, this is the best I've found so far. If you want to spend 1 more bar of meter, it's pretty much the same route with 1 less attack at the end. If you catch someone with tilt demon skill, the route is pretty much the same too. Since all of these end in a grab, that means that if you want to throw an ultimate in there, it's very easy to do. But if you want to maximize the damage though, I recommend ending these combos with a demon skill. I also found that I started a lot of combos with his guard skill in real matches. The damage he gets from this isn't anything crazy though, so this is usually what I go for. Even though 2 of his buttons start blue combos, I didn't find it worth going for it. So yeah, if you can punish the opponent, I'd recommend just doing it with a normal attack, or even better, with a jumping attack. That is his optimal starter, as is with most characters in the game. And that's Kaigaku's moveset. This character has been splitting the community a little bit. As one of the upper moons with a big role during the Infinity Castle movie, he was obviously gonna make it as a DLC at some point. But he's also a character whose role is just to make Zenitsu look good. He had 1 fight in Demon Slayer, and he lost that fight. So I feel like Kaigaku doesn't have a ton of fan support, and somehow I feel that in the developer's work. It feels like he's lacking something, and that goes for him visually too. I don't know if it's the lightning. The lightning genuinely hurts my eyes sometimes, but it also feels like it doesn't belong to this game, like it was pulled from somewhere else. It feels out of place. I'm also not a big fan of where this game is headed with visual effects, because every DLC they make seems to be bringing more and more visual noise to the game. To me, Demon Slayer was always a cleaner version of Storm, a version that still looked great, but had some visual clarity. It wasn't just flash over substance. But I see Kaigaku going nuts with particle effects, and the next Zenitsu also seems to be headed in that direction. Personally, that's not the way I would love to see this game going, but I understand that's just my personal bias in wanting to see the game that I'm playing. Now, this is still CyberConnect 2. When CC2 is mid, they are still very good, but he does feel a bit lower in animation quality and fan service compared to other characters. For instance, Muzan got a few interesting animations on his ultimate for fan service. Demons react differently depending on who is hitting his ultimate with. He also has a unique winning screen against Tanjiro, and his alternate color looks incredible. Kaigaku feels like a step down. We got none of that. Maybe they're saving some of it for when Zenitsu comes out, but his alternate color is very ugly in my opinion, and even his reaction to Muzan's ultimate is just the generic one. That said, when it comes to playing as Kaigaku, he's a lot of fun. I was scared it would feel a bit too much like Yutaro at first thanks to the poison gimmick, and I do wish they came up with a new effect that wasn't just poison, poison. Maybe something like a delayed stun or something that drains meter. I don't know, I was a little disappointed to see the lightning damage being just another way of dealing poison damage. But he plays nothing like Yutaro, honestly. I can't deny how fun it is to throw armored moves after baiting opponents into punishing you. That really feels like that's what the gimmick is, that's what its playstyle is. It's all about those armored moves. The poison damage just comes naturally as an afterthought. Kaigaku is a pretty good DLC for Demon Slayer 2, even after all those downsides and complaints that I've listed. I just think that we've definitely seen CyberConnect 2 do better in the past. Still, I'm not too mad about this DLC. He is, at the end of the day, fun to play, and that's what matters. But that's my review for Kaigaku. If you have played the character and have some thoughts of your own, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to sign up for Ultimate Burst. It is only 2 weeks away. The link is down below. And for more anime games, check out this video right here. Thanks for watching. Bye.